Greetings and God bless. I just had a realization. I'm reading an audiobook about how to deal with chronic illness in family, dealing with elderly relatives. And in my personal experience, it's very consuming. Like one elderly person can consume multiple people's time, uh, and especially when the person is kind of very egotistical, megalomaniacal, malignant narcissist. They have no boundaries, and and it reminded me of what I heard somebody was saying in terms of a tactic in war, like when there's foot soldiers, what you do to slow down the enemy, to burden the enemy, is you actually wound the guy. So the guy's, got a shot in the leg. And so then it takes four other guys to get him, to get the wounded off the battlefield. So that's how you take down a lot of people without having to have good aim. And so it seems to me when children are like where we have this medical malfeasance going on with ignoring the issue of parasites, ignoring the issue of chronic Lyme disease, and ignoring the issue of mold in the environment and electromagnetic sensitivity issues from mobile phones and cell phone towers, smart meters, routers, the dirty electricity just from electrical wires improperly installed where they don't have the neutral. They're supposed to, like, each outlet is supposed to have positive, negative, and neutral. And I don't know, it just is more convenient or whatever, easier, one less thing. So a lot of electrical systems don't have all three, don't have a neutral. It'll just be positive and negative, and for some reason that creates a lot more dirty electricity. Not to mention the rollout of the new high-tech thing and new medical procedures. So even, well, years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I mean, I was noticing my peers, their children's children, I mean, their children, they're in their age group, like children in general, I would say the past 20 years have been sicker than when I was a kid. And it's just there's all these environmental toxins from Glade plugins and weird chemicals, pesticides like glyphosate, and so children are so disabled now. I mean, there's just a lot more autism, let's say, and then elders are they're alive, but they're really disabled. They're very difficult. And so talk about a way to have a war, kind of a stealth war against the public, is to have children with autism or whatever, have elderly parents with their multiple, all these kind of difficulties. It's impossible. It's impossible to function, really. And so if somebody was going to try to have a war on responsible people and have a war in a peaceful way, that a war that people don't even realize is going on, I would say that's very effective, because whenever one person in the family is seriously ill, seriously disabled, that affects the entire family, and it actually affects the whole community, because when that one person is disabled or debilitated for forever, that person, number one, is not able to start a business or work a high level job and make a lot of money and make large purchases and dump a lot of money into the community, have a large marriage, have, birthday parties and, catering and stuff like that. So when, uh, when people's children or when adults are debilitated from the electromagnetics or the chemicals sprayed on food or in the air, and when there's elderly parents to take care of, I mean, it's just it's very cruel, and I mean, and that's just like the bigger war. I mean, I feel like spam and telemarketers, it's like death by a thousand paper cuts. I would also add like um, there's all these problems with websites and passwords. You can't get into things. I can't get into my bank account because the password won't work, and they tell me to get rid of all of my history and on the so I have to lose all my passwords, and I can't get the passwords to work again. And um I know it sounds really silly and ridiculous, but when so many things don't work, and when you try to get help and you're ignored, or the help is basically look at the instructions. uh to me, it's like the world isn't supposed to work. It's not a functional world anymore. It's catastrophic. What's so weird is that this catastrophe is so, it's like it's definitely a huge problem, a crisis, but it's not like a bomb going off. So it's easy to just kind of ignore and kind of blame yourself. Oh, I need to be stronger, or if only this or that. Um, so anyway, I just wanted to say it seems like there's a war against the fit, capable person, and if they don't get your children, they'll try for your elders, and if they don't get your children and their elders, they gun for you. But they won't do it in a straightforward way. It's this weird, like, destroy you in an unseen fashion. Or at least that's been my observation. So thanks for listening. God bless.